Hi there, my name is Laura from ThistleRidgeStables.com, and today we're going to do a review of a Western riding pattern. So let's get started. If you'd like to discover some easy ways to improve your riding and training, win more ribbons at your next horse show, who doesn't like that, or generally like other horsey related stuff, then remember to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any new videos coming out. Even though it's a Western riding pattern, these comments will be still beneficial to you if you're going in the hunter ring or the jumper ring or any other riding program, because the judge is really looking for the same thing whether you're doing Western riding, hunter, jumper, equitation, or any of the other, or dressage, or any of the other disciplines. Now we got this video from Cheyenne, who did a position review, and she wanted to have some comments on her Western riding pattern that she did at a recent horse show. And so I said, sure, I'll do that. It's not my forte. I usually do hunter jumper stuff, but thought I could give this Western riding pattern a shot. So let's see how it goes. So as far as the Western riding pattern goes, it's kind of similar to any horse show situation. You're going in front of the judge. You are the only person in the ring, so the judge is focusing on you 100% of the time. The big thing that the judge wants to see is that you are in control of the horse and that you know exactly what you're doing and you're putting your best foot forward. Now this is 45 seconds, only 45 seconds. So you have to be on the ball and get in there and show the judge what's happening, and you only have 45 seconds to do it. So you have to be very prompt getting to everything. So one of the big things that the judge really wants to see, and this goes for any of your showing, whether it's a hunter jumper, Western pleasure, park horse, Arabian, saddle seat, any discipline when you're dealing with horses, number one thing the judge wants to see is rhythm, and you have an even, steady rhythm throughout your riding. And when you look at this video here, you can see that the rhythm is not there. You start your trot, then the horse breaks, and then you go forward again. So you have to maintain your even, steady rhythm throughout. When you watch it, did you look at that right there? You can see the horse pop its head up, and then right after the horse pops its head up, it breaks into a little bit of a jog trot, canter, something's happened. See when he pops his head up? That is resistance, and you have to work through those resistance. The first thing you should do is make sure your horse is comfortable. So it looks like he's protecting himself and getting tense by popping his head up to get away from using himself properly. Maybe the bit, maybe his back, maybe the saddle, maybe his legs or something, or maybe he's just being resistant and you have to work through that. Working through that by doing suppling exercises, flexing the horse left and right to help get him soft through his jaw, because right now he's holding this part of his jaw open and resisting by putting his head up and hollowing through the top of his neck. If we look through here, so generally speaking, the judge wants to see an even, steady rhythm throughout. And when you watch this video, you can see that there are places where the rhythm isn't very good. So she gets to the first cone here, she starts her jog, so it's great. Then the horse pops its head up as if it's going to go into a canter. And after the horse kind of steps into one step of canter, the rider pulls back on the reins and makes the horse tense even more. It makes the rider tense by pulling back, and it makes the horse tense. It just kind of ruins the flow. You want an even, steady flow of the test so that the horse moves from one movement to the next movement without any tension, and you can see that there's tension here. If you'd like to discover some easy ways to improve your riding and training, win more ribbons at your next horse show, or generally like other horsey related stuff, subscribe. Actually, you can go to Facebook, Equestrian Skill Builders. I'm there too, and you can post your questions there as well. So going from the jog at the end, at the second pylon where she has to turn and go around the pylon, you can see that the horse even comes back to a walk, and that again kind of ruins the general flow of the whole test. So the judge wants to see an even, steady rhythm. The judge wants to see the horse have and maintain the jog throughout, and anything that disturbs that even flow is going to mark you down. So the horse pops its head up, takes a canter step, that's going to ruin the general flow. The horse gets behind your leg, steps into a walk, that kind of disrupts from your even flow of the whole test. Now look at the video and you can see that there is an obedient upward transition into the canter, but the horse pops his head up and there's a swishing of the tail. That's not a big thing, but that does show some tension and it does disrupt the even flow of the test. And these comments just aren't for a Western riding pattern. These comments are generally for a dressage test, for a hunter hack class, for a hunter over fences class. These are the same kind of things that a judge would look for in any horse show. An even, steady pace throughout without a disruption of the flow of the horse. Now it's time for you to get involved. Do you have a question? Send me an email, thistleridge@hotmail.com. Or if you have a photo or video that you'd like to have me look at, send me an email, thistleridge@hotmail.com. Then when you come down from the canter to your halt, walk, halt, and rein back, there looks like there's a lot of tension. The horse falls on its forehand and you can see him pushing against the bit. I can't really tell if he's got his eyes open there. Eyes open. Yeah, he's got his eyes open. You can't really tell if he's got his mouth open or not, but you can see that there is some resistance and he's falling on his forehand. We like for the horse to get its haunches underneath him so that he can hold himself into the downward transition into the halt and then do the rein back from there. So you can see the horse falling on its front end, pushing against the bridle, and then there's some tension as he goes back. So you want to have the horse coming underneath himself. One way that you can develop this is by strengthening your horse and teaching your horse to get on its hindquarters. Getting on its hindquarters by doing transitions. Lope, trot, walk, walk, trot, lope, lope, jog, walk, jog, lope, jog, walk, going upwards and downward transition, and expecting the horse to use himself properly and teaching the horse to use himself properly and teaching yourself how to ask the horse to use themselves properly and strengthen themselves from their hindquarters rather than having them leaning onto the bit. You want them carrying more weight on their hindquarters, and that's the whole thing of it. Now the trick is, how are you going to get the horse to do this? Your horse has to be comfortable, so check to see that the bit is the correct bit that you should be using, the bridle fits properly, the saddle fits properly, there's nothing hurting the horse anywhere. Then design your program to help strengthen the horse so that they can develop themselves properly. Your program should include establishing a correct rhythm at the walk, at the jog, at the lope, walk, canter, walk, trot, canter, and also maintain the frame throughout. As soon as your horse pops its head up, that's going to take away your marks. If you'd like to discover some easy ways to improve your riding and training, win more ribbons at your next horse show, or generally like other horsey related stuff, subscribe. Actually, you can go to Facebook, Equestrian Skill Builders. I'm there too, and you can post your questions there as well. Thanks now. Bye.